I need your help me please subscribe. My channel. I didn't cry when they threw me out. I remember the door slamming, my mother's hands trembling, my father's voice breaking somewhere between anger and shame. You're no daughter mine. I was 16, pregnant, and suddenly alone. That night, I slept in the back of a half-broken bus parked behind the old church. The air smelled of rust and rain. I pressed my hand over my belly and whispered, "We'll survive." And we did. Before that night, I had been the perfect daughter. Straight A's, polite, predictable. My parents paraded me like proof of their success. They didn't raise me. They curated me, until one mistake shattered their illusion. When I told them about the baby, I didn't expect celebration, but I never expected exile. I begged. I cried. My mother looked away. My father's last words before I walked out were cold enough to scar me for decades. Erase this mistake, or stay erased from our lives. I chose to stay erased. The years that followed taught me more about strength than any sermon or school ever could. I worked double shifts, studied at night, and raised my son, Noah, with the kind of love I had never received. But love hardens over time, especially when it's built on survival. For years, I told myself I had forgiven them, that they were just victims of their own pride. But forgiveness isn't peace. It's camouflage, and I kept mine well hidden. When Noah turned 18, he got into Harvard on a full scholarship. That night, celebrating, I realized something. Every triumph was proof I didn't need them. But what if they needed me? I checked quietly. Their lives were crumbling. My father's business bankrupt. My mother's social circle gone. Their reputation, their home, their perfect image, lost. I could have stayed invisible, but fate has a cruel sense of irony. 2 decades after they threw me out, they showed up at my doorstep. It was a Sunday morning. The doorbell rang. I opened it, and there they were, older, smaller, carrying the same faces, but none of the same power. My mother's eyes searched mine like a beggar's. My father's voice trembled, hollow, rehearsed. "We heard Noah got into Harvard," he said. "We'd like to meet our grandson." I let the silence stretch until it cut them. "Grandson?" I repeated. "You mean the mistake you told me to erase?" My mother flinched. She whispered, "We were wrong, darling. We just want to see him." For a moment, I almost laughed. The same people who discarded me now wanted to borrow pride from my survival. But I didn't rage. I planned. I invited them inside. They looked around my house. The art, the calm, the quiet evidence of a life built from ashes. I watched my father's jaw tighten. They expected bitterness. Instead, I served tea. While they drank, I showed them the framed photos. Noah in his graduation gown. Noah volunteering in hospitals. Noah smiling. Then I paused on one photo. Me in a white coat, stethoscope around my neck. My father squinted. "You're a doctor?" I corrected my tone. "Surgeon. I built a private practice 10 years ago. You might have heard of Hale Medical Group." His eyes flickered with recognition. Of course he had. It was the same hospital chain that had bought the land he lost to debt. I leaned back. Funny how things come full circle. They shifted uncomfortably. My mother tried to soften it with a smile. "We're just proud of you, sweetheart. Proud." The word tasted like poison. I leaned forward. "Do you know how many nights I begged you not to throw me out? How many times I nearly gave up?" My father looked down. My mother cried. I didn't stop. "You cared more about your neighbor's gossip than your own blood. And now you want to play grandparents." Noah walked in then, tall, confident, eyes sharp like mine. "Mom," he said, "who are they?" I looked at my parents, then back at him. "Old ghosts," I said quietly. My father tried to speak, but Noah raised a hand. "If they're the reason you cried in your sleep all those nights, then they don't deserve to know me." That silence was heavier than any scream. My parents' faces broke slowly, painfully, like glass fracturing under pressure. They tried to apologize, but Noah turned away. I didn't have to say a word. The punishment had already unfolded. They left without another word. For the first time in 20 years, the house felt lighter. Standing by the window, watching them disappear down the driveway, I realize revenge doesn't always need blood or fire. Sometimes it's silence. Sometimes it's a son who refuses to carry your sins forward. My father once told me to erase my mistake. I did. I erased them. I didn't ruin them. Life simply handed me the brush, and I painted the truth they try to hide. Justice, I've learned, doesn't shout. It arrives quietly, right at your doorstep.